let you know, if anyone comes over here to this channel and starts saying, take your video down, Mariah, good luck. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mariah's Occult Kitchen. Today we are going to be reacting to the rates of the Warren house, the overnight stays there, investigation, and the prices if you want to put stuff up on social media. And we are also gonna cook a dark chocolate Guinness cake because you know we're gonna need something sweet with this. Come on now. I wanted to give you all a unique perspective coming from me, who is a small investigation channel. We have all these clips that we're going to react to that are debunkers. They go on investigations as well, and some reaction channels as well that have been on investigations too. But this is a unique perspective from someone. This is my second channel. Our normal channel is primarily investigations and researching into different paranormal topics. So this is going to be perspective from a small channel on the rates and the pricing and everything. Okay, first we're going to be getting some stuff into the pan, and then I'll very quickly press play on the first video. We need about 10 tablespoons of butter. We need a cup of Guinness. I already pre-measured this, so that's going in the saucepan as well. Ooh, don't you wish we had one right now to crack open? And it says to simmer this over medium heat until the butter melts. So we're going to do that. I'm going to start off with, this would be Entity 7 Paranormal Joe Vitale. It's what? The Warren's house is how much to book? Oh, hell no. That's the video that Joe put up, and I appreciate that. So yeah, we'll get into this one right now while that Guinness and butter are melting together. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and push play.
Jesus fucking Christ. $2,000 a night? Yeah, fuck off with that shit.
Right away. Joe is blunt.
Not breaking news here. We all know that Matt and Elton bought the home of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And we knew that they were going to go ahead and book the home for people to investigate. Cool. But the big question was, how much were they going to charge? And when was all this going to start? When was the booking going to take place and all that fun stuff? The website went live, so let's check it out. All right, here's the website with spooky, creepy music. I'm gonna shut that shit off. All right, so I just want to know how much it's gonna.
I was surprised when I went there myself that because I just wanted to see it for myself. I wanted to make sure I was getting all the right information, and yeah, what everyone's showing is correct. And yes, they do have spooky, creepy music in the background, which I also shut off.
The cost to book this location. All right, it is. Jesus fucking Christ. $2,000 a night? Yeah, fuck off with that shit. Okay, so if you're a content creator, on top of the $2,000 that you already had to pay, we have content length and media review fee. 3 minutes to basically 30 minutes, $200 fucking dollars. 30 minutes to an hour, $300. 1 hour to 2 hours, $400 fucking dollars. 2 to 4 hours, $500 total. Yeah, get fucked.
Yeah, so basically, you know, our videos run over an hour, but I don't even know if I would go to the Warrens Museum. Honestly, Zach and I were not interested in anything to do with it really, but this is still my perspective based on, let's say it was somewhere that I wanted to go. Okay. I would not go. Even if it was somewhere I wanted to go, at this point, I would not go because you have to send in your footage to get reviewed and pay for that as well. I will say, full disclaimer, okay, so that's for 8 people for the night. You get all the equipment, you get all to use all their equipment, you get cameras, microphones, whatever, you know, you get all that stuff. Okay, that's kind of cool. So if you kind of wanted to do your own investigation and just take it home and have something to watch later on and not put it on social media, I don't know. If you have a lot of money to waste, it might be worth it. I myself am going to the Stanley Hotel, and I paid way too much for that. Basically, we have 3 rooms, and we paid over $2,000 for that. Okay, I have my Guinness, my hot Guinness butter right here. I've never made this recipe before. This is really very interesting. The closest that I've made is a dark chocolate rum cake, which was phenomenal. Okay, at this point, we're adding the cocoa and Guinness in, or cocoa and sugar in with the Guinness butter mix and whisking it all together to blend it. This was 2 cups of sugar. And I think the recipe called for 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. But I used over a cup of cocoa powder because I never think that it's chocolatey enough. And we'll have to see this time around. When I'm testing it, I'm going to have to test that out. I probably would also, I didn't even think about it, but I would have modified this recipe by adding a tiny bit of coffee as well, because it helps keep the rich taste of the chocolate. It might sound weird, but it really works. So we're going to add these all in together, and then we'll push play again. All right, and while we watch this, we're going to combine the sour cream, eggs, and vanilla. I got 2 large eggs, 3/4 cup of sour cream. I think I have a little bit more than that too, because I'm me, and I'm a little bit extra. And then 1 tablespoon of vanilla, which normally if I'm doing anything without chocolate, like pancakes, vanilla, French toast, I put so much extra vanilla, but in chocolate, I just keep it to the minimum. So let's go ahead and push play while we combine these.
My understanding is throughout October, there's going to be a bunch of YouTubers going to the Warren house to investigate. I can guarantee you that those are big YouTube channels, Elton's friends, and they're not going to pay for that fee to film. Not happening. I mean, my opinion, I can speculate, but let's be honest. These bigger YouTube channels, they're going to go there and basically it's advertisement. I mean, hell, they may not even be paying anything at all. I have no idea. But I don't believe for 1 second that their content is going to be vented, reviewed, whatever, and they got to pay fees. I don't buy that. That's just my opinion. The majority of paranormal YouTube content creators, they're not making money on YouTube. I might make a couple of bucks here and there. I don't make shit on my channel. But those prices, Jesus Christ, that prices out not just people who are creating content on YouTube or other places like YouTube, but just the average investigator. I'm sure it's going to get booked. I'm sure people are going to cough up the money to go and investigate the place. But again, this prices out a lot of content creators. And my opinion is, this is a fucking money grab. They're selling 2 products here. They're selling basically an Airbnb, and the other product is invisible. Don't even know that we don't know if ghosts, demons, whatever it is exist. There's no proof of it. Sorry, that's a fact. There's no evidence.
Okay, so I pretty much agree with everything that Joe is saying. I'm not sure if I agree that Sam and Colby and their friends wouldn't be paying that. I'm sure they have gobs of money and want to help their friends out by paying. But yeah, it could go the other way where it's like, you guys are our buddies. You can stay here for free. Just make the video and everyone will want to come. What Joe is saying is correct. When I heard the price, I was thinking right away, because that pretty much prices everybody out. All small content creators, all real investigation channels, all debunkers, all, like, I was going through the list in my mind. It pretty much prices every single person out. I don't even know what to think about that. That's crazy. The only one who's going to be able to afford that are, like, we'll get into that later, but I believe it's the bigger channels and, like, rich fans and stuff like that.
No proof. It's belief. I mean, that is a ridiculous amount of money. I honestly thought, they'll probably charge no more than $1,200. Was I fucking wrong? Holy shit. I completely understand that there's
I thought it was
overhead.
going to be closer to the Conjuring rates myself. I did not know it was going to be 2,000, and that seems pretty steep and high, like, in my opinion. I guess now, after this sour cream, it was the sour cream, eggs, and vanilla are all combined in this bowl. I'm going to be pouring them into the Guinness chocolate sugar butter mixture over here. Now we're going to be combining the flour and the baking powder into that mixture. Whoop! Oh my goodness. I believe the flour was also 2 cups, and the baking soda, or baking powder, sorry, not baking soda, baking powder. Baking powder is 2.5 teaspoons. So we're going to add that into the mixture until it's nice and smooth. Whoa, that is really chocolatey. Now the recipe calls to put it in a bundt pan, or not a bundt pan, a springform pan, which I used to own. I got rid of all my springform pans, so I'm going to be using this instead. And I'm just going to butter and flour the inside of it so the cake doesn't stick. Okay, let's watch this while I butter that.
And there's maintaining the place, and I mean, just a lot of other things that go into owning a location. But I don't think this was very well thought out, to be quite honest. My understanding is that they bought the home for like $4 million. The house isn't even worth $4 million. And it's carrying the weight of the name, the Warrens. And I still can't see how the house could be worth that much money. That is ridiculous. On top of that, look, I'm 47 years old. I have followed the Warrens since, like, before I was even a teenager. I've seen them on TV. Anytime that they were on TV, it's like, gotta watch the Warrens. The Warrens were a household name. And I have never heard any stories whatsoever about the Warren house being haunted. I haven't heard any. I mean, if somebody can, maybe correct me in the comments or whatever, throw me a link where Ed has said, hey, our house is haunted, please do, because
I'm going to say the same thing here. I'm going to stop and say, like, I was watching the live when they announced what house they bought, and I was shocked, to say the least, because I've followed the Warrens for a really long time now, too, probably about 15 plus years, something like that, and maybe longer. I could be wrong, so someone correct me if I am, just like Joe's saying. I've never heard them say that their house is haunted. I have only heard them tell people that the house has been blessed. The house is always cleansed. They keep it they keep the house safe. They also bless the actual museum because of all the haunted items too, but their house is not haunted. The only place I've seen rumors of the house itself being haunted is in the movies. So there you go.
I haven't heard of any such kind of claim come from Ed or Lorraine Warren about their house being haunted. Another thing that I do want to point out, and God, I am sorry I have to laugh at this, but first off, all of these bookings say sold out. I believe it's just placeholders. Booking doesn't start until September, but the word product Jesus Christ. All right, all booking information, rules and guidelines, and product description. Okay, so are they talking like product as in the home and ghosts? Or is it just the home? Or is it just the ghosts? Have we come to a point where now we're going to call ghosts a product for a haunted location? Because, I mean, again,
That's a good question. I would like to know that too. Okay, I'm going to put like a tiny little bit of flour in here and just pat it around to make sure the whole thing is coated. Okay, then you want to double check to see if there's any spots that you missed. Now, when you're putting cake in a pan like this, most of you probably already know, you're watching a cooking show. The bottom is the most important. The sides you can kind of scrape with a knife to make sure that it'll come out right. But the bottom is what you want to make sure has a coating of some type of grease, butter, margarine, and some flour over the top just so it doesn't stick. Okay, so the recipe calls to be at 355 degrees. I'm at high altitude, so I adjusted that down to my level. Okay, so now we're going to take a look and watch the rest of this video.
I've been doing this whole paranormal thing on and off for 30 plus years, guys. I did this when I started this when I was a teenager, and to see how things have progressed in the field it is depressing. It's very disheartening. It really does break my heart to see the direction the paranormal field has taken. But again, I am for every location that I've been to, I'm good with all of the owners with the exception of one, well, technically two, and they're great. They have absolutely been great. And there are going to be some locations out there that are going to, in my opinion, take advantage of the popularity. Even though it's a niche thing, it's still going off.
I mean, yeah, Joe has a great point. Over the years, places being sold as haunted and as paranormal to be booked by people has become very, very, very popular. So much so that it's kind of like, okay, well, because of the rise in the popularity of the paranormal in general and the horror genre, the supernatural side of horror has just like really skyrocketed in popularity over the last couple of decades. The way that paranormal is going entirely has kind of been skewed by the entertainment community in general, like movies, TV shows, everything like that. Everything people see, they kind of, like, there are documentaries that stretched the truth. There were several things that kind of pushed the narrative in a certain direction. And then you see all the YouTube channels coming out and them pushing the narrative further and further into that same entertainment type of direction where you're getting further and further away from the truth of paranormal and how hard it is. And if you want to know about all that stuff, definitely go over to Joe's channel and subscribe to him. Watch his videos. He goes very in depth about things. He has fun lives up there. And hopefully we'll get to meet him sometime and go on an investigation together. But yeah, Joe's pretty amazing. We'll kind of stop this right here because we have a lot of different ones to get to. Joe's video was pretty straight and to the point. Let's watch Jake Hart's. He will be linked down below, and this particular video will be linked down below as well. Please go over and watch the whole thing. This is Going Over the Warren's House official website. And I'll probably include the highlights from this and my thoughts as we go. So let's take a watch.
I'm not going to sit here and claim I'm a professional. I never once have. So for you to act like I am, I mean, I appreciate that you actually hold me in such high regards, but don't. don't hold me in such high regards. I will make mistakes, and I'm okay with that. The question is whether or not...
Right away, I'm just saying, I love Jake Hartz. He always says stuff like this throughout all of his videos. I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. And the thing is a lot of people view people on YouTube, especially when they start climbing in the subscribers, which Jake Hartz is now at 43,000 subscribers plus. I started watching him when he was just a teeny tiny little channel, and I saw him blow up and everything. And that's amazing. It's because he has really good opinions, really good insight, but we are all just human. So if I say something wrong, please let me know in the comments down below, always. It's just my opinion. I'm a human and I am flawed. I don't have the answers to everything. I'm wrong a lot, actually. I always say this, do your own fact checking on everything. If someone says something, even if you really trust them, go out and fact check it. Do the research for yourself.
You're going to be okay with that. And if you're not going to be okay with that, please leave. Maniacs, welcome back to the channel. Your local bedhead here. I wanted to go ahead and restart all of this because I feel like I just kind of was too rushed to get stuff out this morning, and I overlooked a lot of things. So I thought what would be a fair thing to do would be to go to the official website. I got the password now. Take a look at it, go through everything. Obviously, do I still have my personal thoughts about the $2,000? Obviously, I do. I think there's going to be a lot of people who will. But I will say, knowing what I know now, after Ginger hopped on into my live stream and corrected me on a lot of things, went further into detail about some of the things and why the price is where it is, I was a little bit more lenient to the $2,000. Now, I'm not saying it's like the most ideal price. And as a matter of fact, even she kind of hinted at, like, they understand why some people might be put off by that price. So let's go ahead and take a look at their official website. Got a lot of people upset with me. I want to correct myself properly and go look at the official website. People were even saying things along the lines of, you shouldn't be spreading misinformation. It's bad. It's good that you corrected yourself, but it's bad. Look, I'm only human. I'm not a professional by any means. I only give my personal thoughts and opinions about...
There may be a lot of cuts in here because periodically I have to pause and cut because I do have a cold and I don't want any of the coughing or anything up in the video, so I apologize for that.
It's up to you whether or not you want to find some friends to go halves and halves or whatever have you to pay for the full tuition of $2,000, but if you go by yourself, it's still going to be $2,000. So you will have the option to stay on the property, stay the complete night. You'll have the option to use their equipment if you want to use it. You don't have to, but they do offer a lot more than your typical paranormal location. Okay, there is that you have to take into acknowledgement. Let's go ahead and take a look at the website and go from there. For the first time in history.
Okay, I mean, fair enough. They do have a point. They do offer a lot of equipment that comes with this, so you don't necessarily need all of your own equipment. A lot of the equipment that they supply, I don't trust, besides the cameras, the lighting, stuff like that. In fact, I don't even know if they include the lighting. He said he's going to go over it in detail, so let's take a look.
Overnight bookings available September 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which apparently is something else that the article got wrong. They said September 6th would be the day when the bookings would be available. Only 100 nights are guaranteed. Bookings are marked as sold out until September 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time when they go on sale. This method allows us to show you the availability dates and pricing in advance of them going on sale. This is a private residence. Access is only granted to approved overnight guests who have properly booked online. There are no tours of the property, home, or museum. We are complying with all city and state regulations to ensure the integrity and respect of the property and neighborhood. A top-of-the-line fence and 24/7 security system is in place. Trespassing will be taken very seriously. And then you got a very neat look at the actual website here. Looks pretty good. You got pictures of the Warrens, everything, the living room, just pictures of the house, where they've been and where they've stood. Inside the Occult Museum,
website.
basement of home.
Whoa.
That music kind of scared me.
That's the music on the site.
Former home of Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Scared me
The Warren home
too.
is one of the most legendary locations in paranormal history. For decades, this quiet New England house was where Ed and Lorraine Warren, the world's most famous ghost hunters, lived, worked, and stored the artifacts from their most terrifying cases. Here is where Ed, a self-taught demonologist, and his wife Lorraine, a clairvoyant medium, allegedly, founded the New England Society for Psychic Research in 1952 and soon after created the Warren Occult Museum. Together, they investigated more than 1,000 cases ranging from possessions or to poltergeists and became...
Okay, I'm probably going to skip over this part because you guys probably know all about the Warrens anyway, so we're going to skip over this.
Items such as Annabelle, Shadow Doll, Conjuring Mirror, Satanic Idol, Vampire's Coffin, Devil Made Me Do It, Dinosaur, Death Boards, Peggy the Doll.
Wait a minute.
Peggy the Doll? Is that the museum or is this a different Peggy the Doll? Black magic weapons, Devil's Sword, Human Skulls, Fire Doll, Satanic Panic Item, Voodoo Dolls, Shrunken Head, and countless display cases.
That's interesting. I did go to their website. I didn't read in detail. I know Annabelle's there, the Shadow Doll's there. I thought Peggy the Doll was at the Zach Baggins Museum, isn't it? I never heard of Peggy being at the Warrens Occult Museum. Anyway, I'm going to skip past this too because it's not really what we were reacting to. Okay, come and stay with us. Let's see what this has to offer.
Looks like the Bates house right there. Okay, come stay with us and be the first in history. For the first time in history, the home and office of legendary paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren will be available for overnight stays in the paranormal investigations and for paranormal investigations. Overnight stays will include supervised access to the Warren's Occult Museum, which houses the most infamous haunted items in the world, including Annabelle, all of which will be conjured with the largest collection of the ghost hunting equipment in existence available for you.
In existence? That is like a really big claim. How do they know? I'm just saying. How do they know that it's the largest collection of ghost hunting equipment in existence? I'm sure there are some enthusiasts out there that may have larger collections. I'm just saying, that's weird.
Used by our guests as we aim to make this the greatest paranormal research location ever. Nope, we got Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson standing in the home, I'm assuming, with Lorraine. Overnight stays include private access of entire home, 5:30 p.m. check-in and 1:30 p.m. check-out, 20 hours in total. Keep that in mind, right there. Private access of entire home, so you will have access to the entirety of the home. The people I can see being the most excited about this are going to be the people who are big-time Conjuring fans. So the people who love the films are going to be probably the most excited about this. I'm a fan of the Conjuring films myself, so there's a part of me that's like, it's kind of neat. However, I do view this entire situation now differently because of what I know about the real Warrens. Okay, but that is 20 hours. That's a lot of time in that house. 4 hours of access to the museum room with all the artifacts, 9:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m., access to museum under supervision from experienced staff, spiritual protective measures, and history provided by staff. All rules and guidelines must be followed.
I think I have an exact idea why they put that last line in there, because certain people said that they wanted to drop kick the doll and stuff like that. You know, just to see if anything would happen. I know it's still someone's personal effects, but part of me thinks it would be funny. Part of me is like, okay, well, it's someone's personal items, but if you want to prove a point that Annabelle's not haunted, okay, so this is part of it. So
4 hours of access to museum room with all artifacts, 9:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Access to museum under supervision from experienced staff, spiritual protective measures, and history provided by staff. All rules and guidelines must be followed. So you will have the option to do probably like a prayer or have some sort of item given to you if you want for protective reasons. If you are very much into the spirit world, if you're very superstitious, you might want to, who knows. They're just doing it for a comfort thing, really. Full paranormal investigations and filming kit. Toolkit worth roughly $25,000 with over 50 different devices, night vision body cameras, and held out hand cameras provided. So you will also have the option to use very expensive.
Okay, tool kit worth roughly $25,000. I don't doubt that because cameras are really expensive. I don't know what exact cameras that they provide. I don't know what lighting they provide. Again, it says body cams and handheld cams. I mean, Night vision body cams. Okay, that's pretty cool. I don't really use night vision myself. I know it gives a creepy effect on screen, but I don't think it's really necessary. We most of the time investigate with the lights on ourselves. It should be haunted whether in the day or night. Sometimes things happen more during the day than in the night. But I mean, if a place is haunted, stuff is going to happen all the time, pretty much.
Ghost hunting equipment. There were some people in the comments section saying that it's probably going to be the stuff they used before and it's going to be used and yada yada yada. I don't know. I have not seen the equipment myself, so I could not tell you if it was stuff Elton used prior. I don't know. So we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Basic essentials and accommodations provided: holy water, bedding, towels, bathroom essentials, drinks, and snacks. I'm not sure if holy water is like, a basic essential, but I think they might have put that in as a joke. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they're actually very serious. Who knows? I mean, we are dealing with this place. Oh, wow. Is that a real picture of all of the equipment? I mean, if that's the case, you guys are fucking... Holy shit. That's a lot of equipment. Vision camera... Okay, all paranormal investigation equipment and night vision cameras included with overnight stay. An expensive ghost hunting kit worth more than $25,000 will be available for use during the overnight stay. 2 night vision Canon. Oh, yeah, this is it. This is the stuff you'll be having access to.
6 body cameras and 2
I'll be honest,
handheld
though,
cams.
if you got nothing and you're worried about not having equipment, they basically got you covered. Because that's a lot of shit.
Hold on now. Flux meters, magnetic flashlights, dowsing rods, spirit watch, tripwire. Tripwire? Why? Spirit lantern, I don't know what that is. Envoy, Boo Buddy. I don't like the Envoy, I don't like the Boo Buddy. Spirit chat, so like they provide you with an app and far more. I still don't see a lighting package or a microphone package on here, which microphones and lighting is essential to filming. Essential.
Magnetic flashlights, dowsing rods, spirit watch. I don't believe in the dowsing rods. There's a lot of stuff in here I obviously think is a little bit meh, but November 1st, Warren House overnight rental, $2,299.
Okay, so $2,300.
A lot of fucking money. Truthfully, I don't even think the Conjuring House offered as much as you're going to be getting here. You got all that equipment. You got 20 hours of access to the actual house. Now, look, granted, if you are somebody who does not believe in the Warrens and has no interest...
That's the point right there.
...of access to the actual house. Now, look, granted, if you are somebody who does not believe in the Warrens and has no interest, you're not going to give a shit. You also got to keep in mind, too, that we're not just dealing with an average Airbnb. And it's not really an Airbnb. It's kind of been treated like an Airbnb. They did their research on Airbnbs to kind of get an idea of what people are paying for the most expensive or what people pay for those things. And they do pay a lot of money for Airbnbs. This isn't like your typical place you're just going to stay the night at. This is a place that inspired.
Okay, yeah, I do love the movies too, but I don't think any of the movies were actually filmed there, just based on it. Okay, here is the Bumblebee. Can you see him? Floating around there, heading towards the light. Oh, buddy. Wow, he is just hovering like a little hummingbird. Bumblebees are really cute.
Paranormal side of it, and you're just like, I love the movies. Well, then you might be interested in this, just at some point. Now, obviously, it was said by Ginger that at some point, when the items are taken out of the museum and placed in another museum, instead of being on the same property, the price is probably going to go down. So you probably could wait and just...
Yeah, but what is the price going to go down to? I bet you anything it's not going to be lower than $1,000.
About 60 minutes is $300 total. An hour to 2 hour long video is about $400 total. 2 hours to 4 hours is about $500 total, which I guess is kind of understandable because you're kind of asking these guys to sit down and review your footage. And to be honest, a 4-hour video is a long time to be sitting down. It is truly a privilege and an honor to be able to call Ed and Lorraine's home your own for the night and to begin.
Okay, so I kind of disagree with him. I don't know any other owners that charge for a review fee. There are a couple of locations that I thought it was a red flag that they even wanted a review. I get it. Like, okay, you don't want false history out there, whatever, but you could also control the narrative. So, You got, on one hand, there's people that could lie and say there's demons, or like Twin Paranormal. They jump, they yell, they scream. And the whole entire reason why the Stanley Hotel does not allow filming or investigating in the entire hotel anymore is because so many people made up fake history. So many people just made videos and screamed demon and ran around the whole hotel and all of that. And I don't think, they want to be sitting there reviewing any footage and approving stuff, but they also don't want the good name of their hotel tarnished, right? So you've got that side of it, which I get. Okay, but the other side of it is they could also control the narrative, and if you have something bad to say about the Warrens, like, I don't really believe that in their abilities, I don't really believe that they were legit, anything like that, they're probably not going to let you put that video up. I could see where he thinks a lot of these things are very fair, and if you look at it from one perspective, it is, but then from another perspective, it's still extremely expensive. The $2,000 a night should have been adequate enough. The fees for having to review your footage just so you can put something up on social media is overkill. Just to let you know, if anyone comes over here to this channel and starts saying, take your video down, Mariah, good luck. It's not going to happen. It's just my opinion, okay? I will not take this video down. We are back, everyone. The cake has cooled down. We've had dinner, and now I'm about to make the icing to go on top of the cake, and then we will dress it and eat it. After we get all the ingredients in our mixer, we turn it on until it is some magical concoction of icing. So we got a pint of Guinness to go along with our Guinness dark chocolate cake.
Is there Guinness in the icing?
No. It's just in the cake.
Okay.
That's dark chocolate. I'm happy that I put the extra cocoa in there. Maybe little pieces of chocolate chips. It would be like...
Oh, you didn't put that in there?
No, I wish I did now, though. Goes well with the Guinness. So what do you think about the frickin' pricing of the Warrens' place for investigations? I guess he has no comment on that. We're going to go eat the rest of this and watch the rest of The Nun. You all take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. No, that's not. Oh, okay. No. There's a whole cake. You can have more. No. Okay. Bye.